G'day folks, it's the Maple Monkey here again with another Marvel United gameplay video for you. We've got more homebrew action for you today. We're going to go back to the world of My Hero Academia since we're going back to school here in Oz pretty soon, so I thought it was time to go back to school on the table as well. So we're going to be looking at, like I said, we're trying to go sort of sequentially, I think, now through some of the My Hero Academia or chronologically, I guess, through their roster of villains. And so this time we're going to be looking at the U.S.J incident. So this is something that xnellynelx, he's the designer of all the My Hero Academia homebrew stuff, he's put together. This one was one of his very early designs. I think it might have been his second or his first villain ever. He made this other sort of mode you could play as well, but this was his first villain I think he made for My Hero Academia, and it's a multi-villain fight. So we have the incident where a bunch of villains led by, is it Shimura? No, Tomura? Shigaraki? Sorry, I'm mixing up the names, but yeah, Shigaraki leads this sort of group of villains and a whole bunch of like sort of low-level villains as well, and sort of raids the school. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So looking at this, so and we're going to be using for our hero team, we've got a bunch of sort of what-if characters from either different classes or from different schools in the My Hero Academia world, because I wanted to show off, because I think we've shown a few of the core Class 1A students, so I wanted to show off some of the other designs that Nelly's been working on. So there's a lot of great stuff here in the My Hero homebrew world. So if you're a fan of homebrew, or you're a fan of My Hero, or if you're just a fan of Marvel United in general, I highly recommend checking out this range of villains and heroes. So let's start with the setup, since this is quite a unusual battle. So we have here special setup. So we replace the 3 standard missions with the Kurogiri, Nomu, and Shigaraki missions, okay, and we place them randomly. So this is Shigaraki, this is Kurogiri, who we've seen before as a singular villain, and this is the big monstrous Nomu. So we've got these here, so they replace the, just to show you, they replace the rescue civilians, defeat thugs, and clear threats missions there. So we'll just shuffle these guys up, shuffle, 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 and place them out randomly. So we have Nomu as number 1, we have Shigaraki in the middle, and we have Kurogiri coming up last there. So so we've done that, and then it says, well, let's read this first. Remove a number of master plan cards based on the number of heroes as indicated below. So we're actually going to be using 3 heroes, so we have to go down to this one here. You can see because all of the villains have the same amount of health. Nelly's printed off this card here where you can set up the health. Because these keep moving around all over the place, you set the health up on this card here. But there's no mention of changing the health based on the number of players that you're using, so it doesn't scale that way. So what you actually do is you just remove a card from the master plan deck, or you might remove a couple. We're removing 1. Okay, and you might be thinking, hold on, one of the ways that the villains win is by running out of cards, but that is not the case in this mission. So normally taking a card out of the master plan deck would be a bad thing, but in this case it's a good thing. So we're going to remove 1 randomly. We'll just put that off camera. Let's put that over there. And so now we should have, I think I think there might be more than 12. Let me have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. No, there must be 12. Okay, so I can't think of what battle I'm thinking of. Maybe it's the Rogues Gallery that has a larger deck. I'm not sure. But this one now, normal master plan deck of 12. Now it has 11 cards there. So, okay, that's the modification we make for 3 players. Apart from that, we're all done. So now we can go back to the other side and have a look here. So we don't place the health here. Let's have a look at these special rules. So villains are always under pressure, because we don't have any missions to complete as such. They're always under pressure. and can only be damaged, so they, under pressure basically means that they're going every 2 turns, can only be damaged when there are 3 or fewer threats in play. So that's how we make them vulnerable, is we have to be working on the threats. Okay, so when 3 or fewer threats are in play, that's when we can start damaging them. Now, defeating a villain does not remove it from play. It continues to function normally during the villain turn, and defeating all 3 villains does not end the game. Instead, when all 3 villains are defeated, play the next master plan card face down in the storyline. So again, in this case for us, it's actually helping us out. The villains are defeated after the last master plan card is resolved. So that's our heroic goal, is that we're trying to wait out their deck a bit. I think Dormammu is a similar fight from memory. I think he works in a similar way, where you have to sort of you win by running out of his cards. And this represents this battle here. What was happening in the storyline was that the heroes were outmatched. There were so many villains sort of attacking, and what they were doing was just trying to buy time so that All Might, the big sort of Superman of that world, could arrive and save the day. So really, we're sort of biding time until All Might can come and save us. So that's why the mission is all around just trying to outlast them. Okay, when a hero is KO'd, the villain does not activate their BAM. Instead, place a crisis token on the U.S.J dashboard. Okay, and then heroes lose if there are 4 crisis tokens on the dashboard. So essentially, if we get KO'd 4 times, that's bad news for us. Okay, and activate the BAM effects. So here's the BAM. Activate the BAM effects on the mission cards. Pretty standard, left to right. So there we go. That's how that's going to work. So we can see we've got our BAM effects here. So we're going to start with the Nomu, work through to Shigaraki, and then to Kurogiri. And let's focus that. If 1 or more civilians or thug tokens can't be added to a location, deal 1 damage to all heroes in that location. All right. So you don't want to be caught in a spot that's likely to overflow. So that's how they're working. Let's have a close-up. Let's have a look now at how their BAMs are going to work. So Nomu, he has a BAM effect, and then he always has they always have like some sort of other special effect as well. So his BAM effect is he deals 2 damage to a hero in his location, and 1 damage to a hero in both adjacent locations. So he is a bit scary. Alright, considering we have to last the whole game, and he's going to be sort of like smashing three places every turn. Alright, deal 1 damage to all heroes in his location. So this is Shigaraki. And I realized we'll go back to Nomu. I forgot to read his thing. You probably could read it, but I'll go back and highlight it. So deal 1 damage to all heroes. So Nomu was targeting 1 hero. He's dealing damage to all heroes. But when you combine that with Nomu and his spread damage, you know, it can build up quick, can't it? Now it says here, damage done by Shigaraki cannot be ignored. So that's important, and I have to remember that. Alright, let's have a look at Nomu. He is big and tough, so he ignores a damage each turn. So if we're going after him, we're going to be chewing up a lot of punches. Alright, and our last one, this is the Trickster. BAM. So move a hero in his location to the opposite location, then deal a damage to that hero. You might remember a similar sort of thing from the last time we saw him. And then any hero in Kurogiri's location may return 1 action token. So if we've got an action token, I'm trying to think if any of these heroes have a way to generate action tokens. I'm not sure if they do. But if we have one of those, we can spend it to prevent that BAM, the entire BAM itself, not just the damage, but prevent the BAM itself. Okay, so that is the story there. Now we've got a bunch of locations from the My Hero Homebrew, and I tried to basically pick all the ones that are themed around the school or around the students. So we've got Class 1A we're starting with here. We've got the UA conference room up the top. We've got Aldera Junior High. So this fight is taking place over many schools at this in this particular instance. We've got Bakugo's house is somehow getting attacked, and then I couldn't find enough schools, so I've put in Xavier's school for gifted youngsters, and I've put in the Midtown High School as well. So hopefully that kind of loosely fits together as a theme. Now, in the actual story, when the fight occurs, where they get attacked is sort of like in the big gymnasium, the big training area that the students are in, and it's a bit like the danger room where like you have all these different effects in different rooms and holograms and all sorts of different things. I don't know if they're actually holograms, but all these different sort of location sort of effects and stuff as well. So I thought it'd be fun to have the training room added to this as well, since that's kind of where this is taking place. And then a little segue into the threat cards. The threat cards are all based on the fact that we're in this environment where all the different zones are. So each threat sort of represents a different zone in this battlefield. So we've got the flood zone. So it requires 3 movement to clear, and remember we have to clear 3 of these cards to make the villains vulnerable to then be able to attack them, not to defeat them, but to sort of speed up their end as well. So yeah, there we go. So a hero starting their turn in this location can't use movement to leave their location. So just clear that that's not, there's often, there's sort of like a pretty common movement threat effect that we've seen in different villain battles where it says you must use 2 movement to leave this location. That's not what this is. This is if you start here, you cannot use movement symbols at all to leave the location. So you'd need to rely on something like a teleport or something like that. Okay, so that's that one. That's the flood zone. You get caught in the rain. They all sort of there seem to be like 2 in each set. So we've got the flood zone, we've also got the downpour zone. So this is another one that needs to be cleared by movement. A hero starting their turn in this location must ignore any special effects on the hero cards. Okay, so that's that one. We have, let's look at the punchy ones. So this is the conflagration, there we go, focused, zone. A hero ending their turn in this location must discard a card from hand to the bottom of their deck if there are any civilians in this location. And you clear it with punches. So you want to make sure that if you're going to that zone, you've done lots of rescuing. And therefore, if you've done lots of rescuing, then you won't be spending the punches necessarily to clear that threat. So interesting little challenge there. This one here is Mountain Zone. So again, needs punches. A hero ending their turn in this location must discard a card. So again, another dangerous one from their hand to the bottom of the deck if there are any thugs in this location. So I think that's in the Mountain Zone, a whole bunch of thugs cornered some of the high school students. Let's have a look here. Ruins Zone. So it needs stars. A hero ending their turn in this location must discard an action token. If they have none, they must discard a card from their hand to the bottom of the deck. So it hurts you if you don't have tokens to spend. And I don't think we do have tokens. That's not great. A hero starting their turn in this location must ignore all action symbols on the previous hero card in the storyline. Oh no, that's not good. Not a great one to be starting in either. Okay, well, there we go. That's all those locations. Let's have a look now at our heroes. So we're going to use Kirishima, Red Riot, to actually represent his. Unfortunately, I don't have a model for him apart from a big Funko. His his sort of counterpart in the is it 1B class, Real Steel or Tetsu. So he's pretty cool. We're going to shuffle him up. He's very well, not sort of similar, isn't he? He's similar to Red Riot in that he's got this. One he's got, instead of having like a rock hard body, he's got a steel body. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, you may ignore 1 damage during each turn, each villain turn I should say. And he's got this one here which is Into the Fire. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, you may use stars in your location when you ignore damage. So I think Red Riot has one where you can use punches instead, so this one is more like a rescue-y sort of hero, I guess. And then we're going to draw 1 card. What did we get? We got 2 stars. So there you go. Alright. That's our starting hand. Alright, so now we have... now, I think his name is Gale Force. I don't think he's got any starting cards. So this guy is actually pretty cool. He is not from the same school as the other kids in My Hero Academia. He's from a rival high school. And they meet at one of the big high school sort of challenges. 1, 2, 3. He's all about sort of wind power and stuff, I think. Alright, so here you go. Flight. You may move to any other location. He's got a punch and a move, and he's got this whirlwind. Defeat all thugs in your location, then move all civilians in your location to any number of other locations. Okay, that's pretty cool. And this guy is from Class 1B. Now, he's got a little rules card. This guy's name is Mudman. And let's have a look at his rules card first. So, he's got Soften. Now, I haven't printed out these tokens, so we're going to use Spots tokens for this, but when a villain moves through a location with a Soften token, count the location twice when calculating their movement, only moving to the next location if they have enough movement left to pass through. Then remove the Soften token from that location, regardless of if the villain was forced to stop in the location or not. Also, if a villain starts their turn in the location with the Soften token, and their movement this turn is at least 1, reduce the amount of movement from their master plan card by 1, remove the Soften token, and then proceed with their movement. So essentially it's always going to kind of slow them down and then get removed. But if they start their turn and they've got one of those like 0 movement ones, then I guess they wouldn't trigger that and they wouldn't remove the token, I think, if that's correct. Then they also have this little rule here. Soften tokens have no effect on special movement, such as move to the next card with any heroes, but they aren't removed when a villain uses special movement either. Okay, so that's that one there. And as you can guess, he's all about dropping these Soften tokens. So I'm thinking maybe in this one it'd be interesting because these villains are all traveling around the board willy-nilly. We might be able to slow them down, stop them from getting to us. We'll see how that works out. But also it'll be interesting because, you know, one villain will go get slowed down, but then you know, the villains going after that might be able to get through because the tokens will be removed. So we'll see how he interacts with that. 1, 2, 3. And I don't think he's got any starting. No, he doesn't. So no starting hand cards there. Let's just put this Soften thing up here for me to refer to later. We've got a single star, single wild, and here we go. Now that's probably not showing up very well there. Don't know if you can see that. But it says swim through land. Place a Soften token in your location, then move to any other location and place a Soften token there as well. Okay. Interesting. Okay. I think we've set everything up. I think we're ready to go. So let's get down to the table and see how long we can hold out against these villains. Okay. So I've had both success and failure in this mission before. So we'll see how we go. Let's move cards just out of the way a little bit for our starting card here. So we'll start with the villains, and we've got to remember that they're under pressure too, so try and remember that. We have to remember that Tetsu's real steel ability, his steel body, is going to be counteracted by Shigaraki too. So, okay, let's have a look. So, hopefully, I don't know if I was talking there, I don't know if I held that up long enough, but you can see this effect here. So in this particular turn, it's not particularly, I guess, impactful, but you can see how you might be sort of getting yourself into a bit of a meta, you know, knowing the order in which the villains are going, and get yourself into a bit of a pattern to work them out, but then this change of tactics can change it up on you. So let's have a look at villain on the left is Nomu. So Nomu is going 1... Oh, and by the way, I don't know if I showed this off, but we're going to use this big guy as the Nomu since he's gigantic. We're going to use... I think we used him last time as well, we're going to use Dormammu because he's got like a flaming head to represent the Kurogiri, and then because he sort of looks similar, we're going to use, I think it's Darby as Shigaraki. There we go. Alright, so I don't think we're using anyone, don't think we're using the correct model for anyone here, and I don't think I showed this off too. We've got Real Steel, we've got Kirishima as Real Steel. We're going to use, since he's all about air power, we're going to use this guy as Gale Force, and that's Hawks, I think it's Hawks, isn't it? And then we're going to use Bakugo, since he's got similar sort of hair, as Mudman. Alright, so let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now I believe, I don't know if he had a different version of this before, but I believe we're going to move, we basically do all the movement first, and then we bam, which I think is what you normally do in the multi-villain fights. I think there might have been a slightly different version of this before, but we're going to move everyone first, then do the bams. Alright, so center slot, that's this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he's going to go 1, 2. Alright, let's go through it. Deal 2 damage to a hero in Nomu's location, and deal 1 damage to a hero in both adjacent locations. So there's no heroes over here, someone is getting hit for 2. Then, so we've got to do that. Then we know we're getting hit 1 more time by Shigaraki, but he's over here, so that's not going to affect anyone. And we know we're having a hero moved from here, but that's not going to do anything either. So yeah, we're only taking the 2 damage from Nomu. We sort of got lucky here. So alright, Mr. Nomu, who... I sort of want to keep as many cards as I can with Real Steel so I can get both of his starting hand cards out. So maybe we'll keep him alive. Maybe let's have Gale Force take a hit. Alright. He's got this one that says defeat all thugs in your location, but there aren't a lot of thugs out on the board. I've noticed, because these are all high school locations, they're all full of students, I guess. They're all full of civilians. So yeah, let's maybe remove these 2. Alright. Now, problem we've got now, so he's taken 2 damage. Oof. It's almost, I'm thinking, oh, maybe I should have taken the damage with Real Steel, but since he can block damage, but I don't think he's going to be able to block it that much, so, and I want to be able to get that power out now, so we'll draw a card with him. He's got a move and a heroic, but here's the problem. I want to do this Real Steel thing, but it only gives me a movement, which isn't going to help me progress anything other than just make me be able to ignore a damage. So not very productive. And then because I'm not placing anything on here, we're not getting rid of this, and then Mr. what's his name? Gale Force isn't going to be able to use Real Steel's movement either. Alright, well, we'll play it anyway. Now, where do we want to move? This is not a great place to be standing, I guess, so let's... Maybe Real Steel can... Oh, he doesn't have a lot of movement there, does he? I was going to say he could maybe move here, but then if he's going to be working on this, he doesn't have a lot of movement to do that. If we go over here, we don't have any tokens to get rid of. Is it worth putting this card out? Maybe I should be saving it, but if I get caught and lose a bunch of damage, then I'm not going to have that card till the late game, and that's a bit of a bummer. Alright, I'm going to go over here and just hope that Mudman can start giving Kirishima some movement tokens. Alright, so we're going to use our movement. We didn't have any previous hero card in the storyline to worry about with the landslide zone, so we're okay there. We really do want to get rid of this zone though, because it's going to open up the training room for us as well. Alright, let's have a look at what... Gale Force. You do not have a lot of options here. Well, okay, so let's have a look. He's drawn himself a heroic. He's also got this punch and an ability to move to any other location. So he could fly over here, put a punch down here, fly over here, put a punch down here. That could be interesting. But then if we get overflow, this is full. If we go over here, there's civilians here, which we won't be rescuing, so we'll take a damage for ending there. That's not really what we want to do. So the other option is, because we can't use this movement, we just stay here and place a star down. I mean, that's a thing we could do. Yeah, maybe I'll save that flight for later. Maybe I'll just put a star on this location. Okay, well, that did not feel like a very productive round for the heroes. Let's see what the villains do. Okay, the villains are... I'll hold that a bit further away, hopefully that's okay. Alright, so, oh, you know what we didn't do? Sorry. We didn't shuffle these guys at the end, did we? So before I work that out, let's shuffle. Totally forgot about this change of tactics. Alright, sorry guys. Alright. Nomu's back. Oh, so Kurogiri and Shigaraki have swapped. Alright. So Nomu is moving 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to land on these two. Then... villain in the center slot. He's going to go here. This is not good. And villain on the right. I think we're getting a KO here straight away. Either way. Villain on the right mission slot is going for... 1, 2, 3, 4. This is terrible. Alright. So the BAM is... So first of all, Nomu is going to hit for 2. So Gale Force is either going to get... Let's have a think about this. We could lose 2 with Mudman. Then Gale Force is going to hit one of them, throw them to the other side and hit one of them, which will KO. And then Shigaraki is going to hit everyone in this zone, which will KO the other one. So that's option 1. Or we could have Gale Force tank the Nomu hit. So he gets hit for 2. He loses 1. He's KO'd. That means we put a 1/4 of the way there. 1 token down. That's Gale Force down. Then we have Kurogiri do 1 damage to Mudman, and Mudman might just lose the single heroic. Okay. And then, actually before he takes the hit he gets moved, so where's Mudman? He gets moved to the opposite location, I think it is. Okay, so he's over here now. Then he takes the damage over there, and now there's no one left for Shigaraki to deal his damage to, because he's moved over there and Gale Force has taken the hit. So I think that's the best out of a bad situation. We still took one, but we didn't take two in one turn. Okay, so you can see how challenging these guys are. All right, and then we've got to add civilians all over the place. So to all the spots without a, so we get one here without a villain. So one here, there's an overflow here, there's no one there to take the damage. There's one here, one over here, and one over here. Okay, now, Mudman, you're up. Okay, so Mudman he's got 2 heroics. Not great, because if he had stayed where he was, he would have been able to finish that zone. It's a bummer. He's got a wild. Now, what does it say here? A hero starting their turn in this location must ignore any special effects on their hero cards. Well, luckily, we don't have any special effects that are ongoing with this, and it does sort of make this a bit of a moot point. So maybe playing the swim through land is not a great one to start with. It lets us put soften tokens down, but we wouldn't be able to trigger it this turn. So I think that's going to... I think what we're going to do, I think we're going to use a wild, because we did want to give Kirishima a way to deal with this location. So let's put a wild down rather than stars. Then we'll use that wild to put a movement down on this location, and that's about all we can do at the moment. Okay, now speaking of real steel, let's draw a card for him. Okay, so we could put this one down, which is going to generate, as we start absorbing damage, we can generate heroics. We could put that down, but remember we want to clear this too. So I think we want to do that first, I think. So we can put 2 movement down on here, and then we can rescue 1 civilian. Now that doesn't go towards any mission, but it does help keep overflows from happening. Right, and that is 2 turns, so it is on to the bad guys. Uh-oh. So he hasn't stood up yet, so he's not there. We've got him here, got him over there. Alright, let's have a look what happens. So we have Nomu is staying here. Oh, okay. Oh, now let's rewind a little bit. Nomu landed here, did the 2 damage. He would have also been dealing 1 damage in this location, but just like this turn, he would have tanked that 1 damage with his ability, because we had the card out before that happened. Yeah, so sorry. So he wouldn't have taken any damage, but I didn't call that out. So yeah, Nomu actually did deal a damage to Kirishima, but he was able to block it. Okay. One on the left. Yep, so he goes... So sorry, he stays where he is. Does 2 damage, there's no one there. Does 1 damage here. Absorbs it. Then... who's in the middle? Okay. Kurogiri. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No one to swap, no one to hit. Then Shigaraki goes 1, 2, 3, 4. We got lucky there. Now, this, what does this say? Unforeseen simulation. Place a cleared threat. Oh no. On all locations with a villain and no threat card. So good thing we haven't actually cleared any, but okay. I wonder how many of those are in there. I forgot about those. Okay. So, we got lucky again because there's no cleared threat. So that's okay. Whew, we got lucky. So that was kind of lucky, that coming out now, and this one coming out now. Alright. Let's see. Who is up next? It must be Galeforce. Time to wake up. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4 now. Unfortunately, Gale Force doesn't have access to these because he's starting his location here. He's going to have to rely on his own cards. So what's he got? He's got a single movement. He's got a single punch. Neither of which are useful in this situation. Oh, he's got a movement and something to do with rescuing all civilians from your location. Oh, that's interesting. And he's got a single wild. Oof. Well. So moving and rescuing a bunch of civilians might not be too bad, but it doesn't, I mean, it reduces overflow down a little bit, but no one's really in a spot that looks like they're going to take a lot of overflow yet. So I think as much as it doesn't seem like it's progressing much, we've got to get rid of this. Oh man, this landslide zone is a real doozy. We're going to use that as a single heroic to try and work on that. And then we're on to Mudman. Alright, Mr. Mudman. Mr. Mudman. Bring me a dream. Alright, so he's got 2. Where is he? Where are you, Mudman? You're over here. Oh no, we don't need stars, we need movement. Oh, you didn't get any movement? We've got 2 stars, but we're nowhere near where we need to be. So he's given us a wild. Gale Force has given us a wild. What can we do with that? Punches are useless. Place a soften token, so we can't even use the swim through land thing, so really we've only got these 2 options. I guess 2 heroics. I guess the 2 heroics isn't going to be that great for real still. Has he got movement? No, he doesn't have movement. He's got a whole bunch of heroics. He doesn't need any more heroics. Look at that. Huh. Punch. Interesting. Well, I guess we can just keep some overflow down. So we can put 1 down here and we can just rescue these 2. That's my plan. What a super good plan that was. Okay, so, oh gosh. Golly gosh. Get rid of some of these zones. Alright, maybe if we can draw another one of these, that might be good. Right now, since we haven't cleared any yet. Okay, so let's have a look at it. Just gonna check that out. Looks like we're adding civilians in all locations without villains. So I think we had a similar one. Yeah, that distractions card, we already had that. So Nomu is moving 2. Where are you, buddy? You're going 1, 2. Okay, well luckily Kirishima can tank one of the hits there, but we know that Mudman's about to be hit. Okay. Oof. Then we have... Oh man, he's going to go 1. He's going to throw him across and deal some damage. And then... Luckily, Shigaraki's staying where he is. Okay, then got to remember to put in the civilians. Okay, let's go through the damage, but hopefully I'll remember to do the civilians. Okay, so Mudman is taking a hit. Who's going... Real Steel might have a chance to go... Hold on. Mudman just went... Yeah, so Real Steel might be able to finish this off before Mudman goes again. So we might be able to keep his swim through land. Let's keep that in hopes that we still get to use that. We'll just lose the single punch. That's the damage he's taken for being adjacent to Nomu. Then we're going to do Kurogiri. So he's going to throw Real Steel, not Real Steel, he's going to throw Gale Force over there and deal damage to him. So we just got to make sure we don't throw away the movement. Now he's starting his turn in this location, so the whirlwind would be a bit useless. But the whirlwind might be useful later on. So maybe what we will do is keep the whirlwind and just lose the single punch. Maybe that's my master plan. Although we're surrounded by places that need punches, so maybe that's not a good idea, but we'll see. Okay. Could really use a healing spot. Are some of these spots healing? Okay. So we took a damage there. So he threw, yeah, so we took a damage on Mudman. We took a damage on Gale Force, and then Shigaraki swung and missed. So now we've got to put civilians in all the spots without villains. There's a villain there. 1, 2. Uh-oh, I've got myself all confused now. Definitely one needs to go here. I definitely put one there. Did I put one down here? I think I did. Apologies if I haven't put this, if there's supposed to be one more, but I'm pretty sure I just put that. I was about to put him there and I think I moved him over here. Okay, so I think that's all good. Hold on just a second. It's not their turn, it's actually Heroes get some turns. Yeah, I was about to give them a second turn, oh my goodness. I know we want to race through their deck, but let's not give them another actual turn. Alright. It must be Real Steel and then Gale Force. Alright, Real Steel, what are you doing, buddy? Okay. So, we need at least one movement. Oh, we don't have it. I think I just drew another. I think I've got 4 cards all with stars on them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my god. Yep, well, if that's the case, and I've got 2 from there, well, we know what we're doing this turn. Let's put this one down, we'll do this. So every time we now block a damage, we'll be gaining a star token at least, so we can do some rescuing and keep civilian spots down. Oh, alright, so we're not going to be able to clear this, but we are going to be able to rescue 3 civilians. Okay, that was a bummer. Man, need to play a movement with Mudman. Alright, so we're drawing a card for Gale Force. Oh, double wilds. Interesting. Alright, well, let's do the double wild then, I guess. I was going to play this single movement, but now we can do the movement we need, and we can do other stuff as well. Right. Okay, so let's clear this location. Don't really need to have these threat tokens out, really, do I? Because they don't count towards anything. Yeah, Downpour is out of here. Just put that at the bottom. We can pull it back out again if we need to do some shuffling. So we've used one as the movement. Now we can use. We've got a wild and a star, so we can. I guess we can do a heroic in this spot. Or we could do a heroic over here. Defeat 1 thug in any location without a threat card. Oh, well, there's only one location without a threat card. It's this one. There's no thugs here, so there's no point really staying here. So either way, we're going to take a. If we head over here, we're taking a damage. So let's, because we can't clear all of these civilians quick enough. So let's head over here with the other wild there as a movement, and let's just rescue this guy. Now that does open up the possibility of a thug landing there, but if there's an overflow that happens, then we're taking a damage because that spot's full, so I think I'll just rescue that guy anyway. And then, yeah, hero ending their turn in this location must discard 1. Yep. Okay. Alright, so we can't use any punches in that zone yet, unfortunately. And I think we've played 2 cards, so yep, here we go. What's happening with the villains? Hopefully I held that up long enough, so... Oh no. This is what I was hoping would not happen. Alright, we've just walked into a trap. Wow, there's going to be a lot of... Oh no, there's 2 KOs coming up this turn. Oh man. Okay. So... Nomu's staying where he is. Kurogiri is moving 1, 2. Is that right? And then Shigaraki is moving 1, 2. He's going to end up there. So here's the problem. Nomu is going to KO Gale Force. That's problematic. That's another token. Alright. Then, unfortunately, he also KOs Mudman. That's another token. That's a Paddlin. Alright. Alright, so basically we get hit one more time and we are in trouble. We did soak up another damage here, so with Kirishima from Nomu, so we get we get a heroic token to go with all these other 500 heroic symbols. But boy, oh boy, that's not good. That's more than half the deck, because I started with 11. More than half the deck we've got to survive without any more KOs. Oh, tragic. Okay, so... And then they're adding, not civilians, adding thugs. 1 here. 1. Uh-oh, here's 1 here. Oh no, hold on, because there's villains there, so there's no... This one gets 1. This one, there's overflow, this one goes here. Alright, okay. Oh man, okay. Oh man. Alright, Mudman. What is up? 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you slow these guys down, please, or do something, Mr. Mudman? Alright, here we go. Ooh, he's got 2 wilds. I like it. I like it. I think I'm just going to... Oh, I could do some softening. I could do some softening and put like some things down that slow them down. But I could just go... You know what I will do? I'll put this down here just to show that if I get all 3 down, then I can start damaging them. That's what I'll do. I'll use these to show that I've got to get 3 threats cleared. Yeah, let's do the double wild. Softening might be the better option, but if I do this, I wake up here, I can step here. Oh, I forgot about overflow though, didn't I? That's an issue. Hopefully these guys will move away next turn, so maybe if I step in and do it here, I can do that instead. Because this one isn't going to overflow potentially. Yeah, let's do that. Alright. We'll clear that. Does that give me a healing spot? You may gain a punch token for each other hero in this location. Oh, unfortunately, Gale Force doesn't count as being there because he's KO'd. So I don't get anything this turn. And hopefully both these guys move. I'm just hoping that there's no more cards for Nomu not to move. Alright, so... I'm not sure about Kurogiri though. So yeah, I used 1 to move, and then I used all 3 to clear that. So that is cleared. The mountain zone is cleared. The, what was it, a downpour zone is cleared. And now, so that was Mudman. Now Real still gets to draw a card. And look at this. He's finally given some movement, and he draws himself a movement. Alright, so what we're going to do instead, Mr. Real Steel, if that even is your real name, how many of those number 3, have we drawn with a 0 movement? None. So he could stay where he is. I'm a bit worried about staying there then. Although he... oh, wait. And it's Shigaraki that's the one that's going to get through my damage too. So I don't want to end up where he is. But that would be really good to go there and clear that. I could go and punch him. That's interesting. What could I do here? Let's have a look. What can I do? Can I get past him as well? Maybe I can even get past him. Alright, so let's put 1, 2, 3. Let's do that. Let's go. Let me think about this. Alright, so I can use the wild to clear that. Then I can use the movement to move here. I can use this star token to clear this. Then I can use the punch to deal 1 punch to Shigaraki. And then I could use the movement again. Oh no, but this I'm going to start taking damage for... Oh, I see. I could move back here, I guess. Maybe I could move back. Yeah. Or I could just hit him twice. Do I just brave it and stay there? Yeah, why not? Alright, so let's do it. Alright, so we're going to use well, let's use this movement here to clear this. Alright. Yep. Then that's cleared that, so now they're vulnerable. We can start attacking them. I will then use the move to get in there, or one of the wilds to get in there. I'll use the star token to clear this one. Ooh, I can start using the training room as well if I want to. I'll put these guys under here. So that's now 4 of these that we've cleared. That's good. So if any of them get put back, we've still cleared 3 of them. Alright. And I think I've got 2 punches, so I can either punch and move back here. Another hero in this location may either draw cards until they have 3 in hand, or gain 1 token. Oh, interesting. So that could be useful for sort of coming in here and dealing with that if we need to. But I think I just want to punch him twice. But that's a good healing spot. What is this one? You may move to any other location with a hero in it, so I could move straight here. So this is our only real healing spot at the moment. Well, Real Steel is not too damaged at the moment, so is it worth it? Maybe I'll do 2 damage while I can. So we've used the our star token to clear that. We used the movement from the card to clear this one. We used 1 of these to move in, and then we've used the punch and the other one to do 2 damage. Oh, I took them off Kurigiri, sorry. They should be off Shigaraki. Okay. And we'll just put that one in here. Okay. So, that was Real Steel's turn. He's done. So now it is the bad guys. Alright. So, what have we got? What do we have here? So, I don't think I held that up long enough. Sorry, I'll give you a bit of a chance to check that out. Hopefully that's long enough. Alright, so, Nomu is moving 1. Not Dormammu, Kurigiri is going 1, 2. And then, oh, Shigaraki is moving 1. Okay. Because this is where I want to camp out here at this gifted school. Alright, School for gifted youngsters, and then we're adding thugs all around the place. Well, actually, sorry, let's do the damage first, sorry. So, Mudman's going to take a damage from Nomu. Well, they're all the same. He's got 3 of this card, 3 softenings. So we will just lose one of those. Okay. This softening hasn't really come into effect, has it? He couldn't use it where he was stuck, and then now he's got a whole bunch of them. Okay, add 1 to all civilians with no... Okay, sorry, we did that. So he's done some damage there. Then he doesn't do anything, he doesn't do anything. We now are on to the... token dropping. So overflow, 1 thug, 1 thug, and 1 more thug over here. Oh, sorry, there wouldn't be an overflow there because nothing goes down. Did I put one here? I think I did put one down there, but I wasn't supposed to because there's a villain. Alright, sorry. Alright, there we go. I think we're all good. Okay. Got to do some damage to these guys. Let's move. So, who is up next? Is it Gale Force? 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's got to wake up. And we've given him a move and a punch. We can use a star. And who's going next? Then it would be Real Steel. Oh, so wait, I ended my turn here, didn't I, too? So I was supposed to do one of these things. Sorry, I was supposed to gain a training card because I ended my turn in this location. So let's see what we got. I haven't read that yet, but I'll let you guys have a read. Because I was thinking all that turn, I was thinking I was going to step back in here and gain a token, but I realised that I wanted to stay there and do the 2 damage. So we can draw a card and discard a crisis token from anywhere. Wait, draw a card and discard. Oh my gosh. Okay, sounds amazing. Yes, please. That does sound very cool. Now, when can you use these? Can you use these during other players' turns? Or do I have to wait till my turn? I'm guessing I have to wait till my turn. Like, can I use it at the end of my turn when I just drew this card? That would be also amazing. But let's just say I've got to hold out. Because if I get a crisis token before that happens, yeah, I've got to wait 1 whole round. Because he's not getting another turn until after the next villain turn. Alright, so I think Mr. Man is going to step in with that movement, and we're going to use the punch because we've got 2 cards with punches. They're both the same. They've got the heroic. We've got the single movement here. We'll use the punch because that way we can rescue this civilian here. Rescue Bakugo's mum. Alright, then step in here with Gale Force. Wait, is he here? He was there. Is that where he was? Yeah, I think that's where he was. He's going to wake up, he's going to step in here, he's going to do 2 punches. That's actually going to KO Shigaraki, but it doesn't do anything to Shigaraki. It's 1 hero down that we've got to, 1 villain down that we were trying to target. So now he's not available for us to target to sort of work towards our goal of erasing 1 more of their cards. So, but at least we got him. So that's 2 for Shigaraki. We did the rescuing the civilian here and we used that movement to get in here. Now this says another hero in this location may either draw a card, draw cards until they have thingy or gain a token. There's no one here yet, so we can't use that, but essentially he's going to then be able to draw a card Oh, he's got 3 in hand, doesn't he? Oh, I sort of did this in the wrong order. Oh well. Because what we really want is we want Mudman to be able to use that. Speaking of Mudman, he is going to be able to come in and stay in here, but it's not going to help him either, is it? So he's going to draw a card, and we've got a punch and a star, and I kept talking about how I wanted him to move in here, but we've got to make sure we play the right cards here. So we've got the softening, so we could use that to move. We've got 2 of those. We've got the swim through land as well. Place a soften token in your location, then move to any other location and place a soften token there. Right. Interesting. What do we want to do? Do I bother hiding out in this zone then? I mean, he's damaged though. We need to heal him at some point. There's no healing there, is there? Defeat a thingy without a threat. You may gain a token for each other hero here. Is there any way for me to get... I could get over here and gain a training card, but we're in a spot that could overflow. No, I think the safest thing maybe is to try and do this. So we will use... Oh, Diego says that's not a good move. Alright, let's go... Let's move in so we can try and maybe team up and use this ability soon. Let's punch and star. We'll do that. Can't punch Shigaraki because he doesn't have any health left to punch. Okay. And we'll use that soften token. We'll put one down here. I'm thinking we don't want to put the soften token here because that's going to keep Shigaraki here if he's trying to move out. So we'll just place the soften token here before we move. Now another hero in this location can heal. Not going to help us. But Gale Force can take more tokens. So we might use this to give him a punch token maybe. Maybe we can use these punch tokens to take out the bad guys. Alright. Maybe get a bunch of movement and punch tokens to sort of hunt them down right at the end. If we survive that long. Okay, speaking of if we survive that long, let's see what we have. Are we going to be able to use... this card would be so good if we could use this now. What do we got? What do we got? Okay, so Nomu's going to... 1, 2. The villain in the center is going 1. The villain here is going 3. Now, he goes 1, 2, 3, I believe. If we have a look at this, when a villain moves through the location, count the location twice. Yep. And then we remove the soften token. Right. Okay. Now, just then we do the BAMs. So the BAMs are 2 damage here, 1 damage here. That gets blocked, but we get a star token for that. He wants to throw someone over there, but there's no one there. He wants to attack over there, but there's no one there. Then we add civilians, overflow. 1 goes here. Now 1 goes here, and we do have to take this damage because we've already absorbed 1 damage. We've already blocked 1 damage in the turn. I think that's right, isn't it? Let's have a look at this real steel body. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, you may ignore 1 damage during each villain turn. Yeah, we've already ignored 1 damage, so we take 1. Then I think 1 more goes over here. Okay. Yep, we've done all of that. Okay. Alright, well, we survived, just barely, but we survived Real Steel getting to this turn, so he can now play this card, so he can draw a card. I'm guessing I have to... I don't know when I... I'm going to say... Because technically, I'm guessing, if you can play this whenever, could you play it before drawing your card? And then you'd have more cards to choose from? I don't know. I'm going to err on the side of caution and say I've got to draw my card, play a card first, then draw one during my turn, play this during my turn, but it could be that I'm allowed to play it before the turn starts, I'm not sure. So what do we get? We got a move and a punch, and a couple of stars there. What have we given ourselves? Another move. Oh, that's interesting. No, okay. I'd like to hunt them down and be punching them, but I think we've got to keep safe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move into here, punch this thug. I've got 2 movement, but I don't want to use it. I think I'm going to stay here, and the reason I'm going to stay here is I'm going to use the end of turn effect. Once I've done this, I've got to draw a card for myself. Oh, great, got myself a double wild. I'd like to change my statement about whether or not I'm allowed to play this now. No, okay, so we'll use that double wild later on. The main thing is I can remove this crisis token. Amazing. Oh, don't mind if I do. Discard that one. So, got rid of that. Now, and may as well, I can rescue a civilian here maybe. I could rescue one here, but I think there's so many. You know what, if we're hanging out here, this is where I want to rescue. I'm going to rescue this civilian. Alright. So we did that, but the main thing was we can now, another hero in this location can draw cards. So now he's on full health, he's on full health, and now Mudman is on full health. He's just drawn another softening card. So there you go. Alright, that was the plan. Alright, we've got a shelter in place until All Might arrives. Now, it's their turn. No, hold on, it's not their turn. We actually get a whole extra turn. So who's actually going now? It's must be Galeforce. Okay, Mr. Galeforce, you got a punch here. Let's draw a card. He's got Whirlwind. Defeat all thugs in your location. That's not useful. And then move all civilians in your location. That doesn't really help. Plus it gives us a move. We've got 2 stars. That's not really going to help. We've got a move and a punch and a star. I've got a move. I've got move. Punch, punch. I almost feel like just waiting until they get to us and then unloading with a whole bunch of punches and stuff. So let's just use this single move. Is that worth it? Or do we use that? See, if I'm biding time, maybe what I do, if I'm biding time, instead of playing the movement, because I'm thinking I might need the movement to hunt them down later, right? So if I play this, I'm not really using it on anything, but I'm not worried about that at this stage. I just want to stay in a spot where I can keep boosting the team or helping the team. So now I'm going to give someone else a punch token. I'm going to give Mudman a punch token. Alright. Yeah. Then it is the bad guy's turn. Alright. Now, the problem is going to be when Kurogiri shows up and throws us across the other side of the board, but you know, it is what it is. So let's see. Let's have a look at what's happening. Just leave that there for the moment. So Nomu is staying. Man, Nomu seems to have a lot where he's staying where he is, doesn't he? All right, so he's staying where he is. Kurigiri is going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then Shigaraki's coming over to see what's the hold up with Nomu. Okay, I think we got away with it. That's not too bad. And then we're adding a civilian in all spots. So overflow, well, not overflow, sorry. There's another one here, and we get one here. Okay, we just got to hold out. This is okay. I think we're doing all right. Now, is it his turn? No, it's not. It's not Real Steel's turn. It's Mudman's turn. All right, Mr. Mudman. La 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 la. Ooh. Oh, I was going to say I could use a move. Need 2 moves. Don't have a move token. I was going to say I could use this and move, hopefully have another move and step, like put a slowing down token there and then step back, but that wasn't going to work. So we've got softening, we've got swim through land. Let's just use this heroic. Not the most heroic uses of heroics, but we're going to rescue this civilian here because everyone needs to be rescued. Then we will give somebody else. Let's give Real Steel a punch. Maybe let's give them a movement after this or something. All right. So we can then start hunting them down if there's. I think we're okay though. I think we can last them out. We'll see. Famous last words, right? Now it's Real Steel's turn. What do I have? I had movement though. Just thinking about Real Steel's turn. Because if he's got 1, 2, he could use those to move. And if we give him enough movement, he could get back somewhere safer. But no, he ignores the damage every turn, doesn't he? So I really don't think we're going to be able to generate enough punches to sort of take all 3 out, but we'll see. Yeah, so happy with that. We'll just, yeah, happy with that. So what are we going to play then? Do we want to save the wilds then? Since there's not really much use going over there and punching them at the moment. We could probably survive a little while with Real Steel, but I think I'm going to keep his... I'm supposed to draw a card too. I think I'm going to keep his wilds. We just drew a single wild there. So we may as well just spend this nice, simple star. There's no one to rescue, but then... So we're sort of gaming it up here, aren't we? Alright, so... But we can see, we know how quickly it can all backfire on us. Let's give another punch. Let's give another punch to what's he got in his hand? He's got those, so he doesn't, or he can't, it's his turn anyway, so it's got to be one of these two. He's got a punch. He's got a punch. They've both got punches. Let's just give it to Gale Force. Yep. Okay. So, villains. What are they doing? We've just got to last a couple more turns. Alright. So, I wonder if they're going to change up their tactics on us or something. Alright. Ooh, 2. Uh-oh, Nomu's coming right for us. Oh no. 1, 2, yep, and he comes. Big hit there. Then Kurigiri's going 1, 2. I was thinking it was Shigaraki for a second, but so he's going 2, and then Mr. Shigaraki's going 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so Dormammu, not Dormammu, Real Steel. Maybe Real Steel tanks this one. Maybe he takes the damage. Yeah. Alright, Real Steel's going to take 1 damage. Then Yep, so he's taking 1 damage. Then he tanks 1 of them, so he gets another star. There's no damage being done here, no damage being done here, and then we're putting thugs out. So there's a thug here, here, and here. Okay. There we go. We're up to Gale Force. So Gale Force is going to draw a card. Oh, he's got flight. He can move wherever he wants and do a punch, but I don't think we want to do that one. Let's do this one here. So we're going to play this. That's going to give us a punch plus these 2 punches on Nomu. Unfortunately, that's 3 punches, but that's only going to deal 2 because he tanks 1 every turn. He's similar to Real Steel in that sense. So Dormammu takes a hit there. Now, did I give punches? I think I must have given that last punch to... Yeah, that's where that came from. Now, it is Mudman's turn. He's going to draw a card. Oh, we don't quite have enough to take out Nomu here. He's going to... We're going to play Swim Through... Oh, yes, we do. Or do we? No, we don't. Okay. So we're going to play this. We've got 2 punches here. Oh no, yes we are, because we ended our turn in the location with Gale Force, so we can give a punch token to Mudman. Mudman now has what he needs, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 punch tokens, or 4 punches, and that's all we need because he's got 3 health left, Mr. Nomu, so we've been able to get rid of that. Okay, yep, okay, this is looking good. So we got rid of 1 of them. Now we've just got to do 3 damage. Come on, Mr. Now the problem is when he lands on us, he throws us to the other side, doesn't he? So we're gonna have to come to him. All right. And that is all she wrote for our turn, though. Oh, and he ended there. So let's give Real Steel, because he'll be going next. Let's give him a movement, so even if he gets thrown to the other side of the board, he can maybe still hunt down Dormammu and do enough damage. Because we've got double wilds and a punch. Maybe that would give us enough to at least do some damage to him. Yeah. Okay. See what happens. See what happens. Alright. Can we do it? Can we last? I think things are looking pretty good. Things were not looking very good, except for this one, because we'd still be sitting on 1 crisis token away. Okay. We have 5. Oh yeah, that's right. I was going to say, isn't he gone? But that's right, they don't disappear. Okay, so where's All Might? All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Uh-oh. And then he's going 1, 2, 3. Okay. Or is he? Is that him? Yeah, that is him. He's going 3. And then he's going 1, 2. Now the problem here is... oh no, okay. No, that's okay. That's okay. Because it says 1 hero in each zone. Adjacent zone or location. So Nomu does 2 damage here, then he does 1 damage just to 1 of the heroes. We can take that on Real Steel, so he blocks that one. And oh no, this is okay. Okay, phew. I was just reading the bottom of the card there. I was thinking, oh no, they're not going to be invulnerable, but we've taken out 4 of the locations, haven't we? So as long as we've cleared 3 of the locations, they're still vulnerable. So that's that damage. He tries to throw someone over here, doesn't matter. We're all good there. Right. So we do have to replace a cleared threat. Oh no, hold on. No, it does. Oh, place a cleared threat on all locations with a villain and no threat. So 2 of them get put out. Ah, what a shame. We weren't going to be able to... Okay. I think we've still got it, but it's we could have taken them out. So let's... well, we've got to shuffle them, don't we? Sorry. Let's shuffle these up. Shuffle. Okay. So shuffle. Alright, we've got to put 1 here. We get the flood zone and we get the landslide zone over here. Bummer. Okay. Well, I was finally going to step out and try and do something that turn because I was going to draw a card with Real Steel. We were going to play his double. That would have given him, with this movement, that would have given him 1, 2. So we would have had 1, 2 punches. We could have done 2 damage to Kurogiri, and then the next player, Gale Force, would have had enough to move in, get close enough, and do a damage as well with his flight. But unfortunately, they are vulnerable. Sorry, they're invulnerable again. So all of that, unfortunately, is not going to happen. We're not going to have enough time to sort of clear a entire threat and get all that done. I don't believe. Yeah. Yeah, what could we do? We could play this down. Let's see. Is it worth it? Can we achieve it? If we played this one, we could step in with this. Or step in with this and then use 2 wilds. But we don't have the last one we need to clear that. Yeah. That's a punch. Yeah, I don't know. Can we get over here? Do it to this one. I've got 3. I do have 3 stars actually, don't I? Oh, maybe I can do. Oh, I totally forgot. I've got all these stars. Hold on. We can do it. I think we can do it. Let's do it. So, 1. Let's see. Okay, so we 1 movement. Yep. So we go 1, 2 with the wild. Okay. Then, so we've reached there. We've got 1 wild left, a punch, and all of this to go with. And then we use these 3 heroics to clear this landslide location, because we're not starting in that location, so we don't have to worry about its negative effects. Now they are back to being vulnerable again because we've got 1, 2, 3 spots. Yes. Then we can use this punch and... Can we take him out right now? This punch, and this punch? I think so. We used only 1 wild to get there because we used the movement token and the wild, so that got him there. And we've got this punch, and this punch. Yeah, that's 3. Okay. He is... we've KO'd all 3 of the villains, so when we KO all 3 villains, play the next master plan card face down in the storyline. Okay. And that, I believe, is it. Now the villains are defeated after the last master plan card is revealed. Well, their last one that got revealed was that one, so I don't believe so. We can either play it out until we get, like, who is it? Gale Force gets his extra turn, but I don't think there's, yeah, because we've got all the, we've done it. I think we've done it. Excellent. Well, there you go. I was totally thinking, oh, you know, all these bloody heroics are going to waste. And then it turned out they were the saving grace over there. So very good. So 1, 2, 3. They all get Shazammed when All Might turns up. So there you go. Well, yeah, he arrives and says, I am here. In fact, here he comes. I am here. Okay. And he stomps the bad guys, and we've won. Although he turns up and goes, oh, you guys have already beaten them all up. Okay, good. I see I'm not needed. All right, off I go. And flies off. Well, there you go. So that's the U.S.J incident. It was the first of the homebrews from the My Hero Academia range, first of the villains, I should say. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. It can be a very chaotic one. You can see we got real close. I think we made full use of some crafty use of the locations and the very timely pull there from the training room as well. So you can see that certainly made it a little bit easier. Well, a lot easier, that fight. You could see we were cruising for a bruising there. So I think we got lucky. I don't think we ended up taking any more, so we would have been okay, I think, even if we hadn't pulled that one back. But it was in big part due to this being able to sort of camp out here too. So that was quite handy. So that's quite a powerful location, actually, that Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters, if you're not having to go around and... Because the thing was, with the overflows, if you have an overflow, deal 1 damage to all heroes in that location. And so because it was only in that location, we were able to survive that. So if you wanted to sort of up the difficulty and make this a lot harder, you could maybe have like 1 hero in any location has to be hit or something like that. Or, you know, each hero or something like that gets hit if you want to make that a lot tougher. But I think having played this, it might seem like that was, especially sort of that last part here where we were kind of just spinning our wheels and not doing anything with our turns. That might have looked like, oh, that's not very fun or whatever it might be. But I can tell you that playing this game, like this version multiple times, it plays out pretty differently. It's sort of similar to that recent one. A lot of the multi-villain fights do play out like that, where because there's so many moving parts and moving around, the different interactions that happen from game to game can make them feel quite different. So yeah, this one. Right out the gate, we sort of lost 3, or taken 3 crisis tokens straight up. So I've played some where that sort of they come out a little bit more moderately, sort of, you know, a little bit more sort of spread out across the game. So that was, we were sort of under pressure from very early on, sort of thing with this one. But I've played other ones where, you know, like we lose real quick, you know, all different things. So this one here, when we had that thing where we were able to sort of reverse things a little bit too, which was good. So yeah, lots of fun. I think the next My Hero battle we do, we might, who'd be coming up next? I think might be probably one of my favourite characters from the series, if not, well, one of my favourite sort of villainish type characters, which is Hero Killer Stain. I think he's next in the chronology of the villain. So that's who we'll bring to the table next time that we see My Hero. And I've already got lined up who's going to be fighting him. I'm going to go true to the comics and the anime, and have a team with Deku, Ingenium, and Todoroki as well. So that'll be fun. So we'll see those guys next time. Next battle though, I'm not sure what we'll do. We might revisit one of, or have a look at one of Kanji's many villain battles. We might have a look at maybe some of the Street Fighter stuff, either my own or Norlith's. We've got One Piece stuff as well. Impel Down should be coming out pretty soon too, so we might be able to print that off and show that at some point soon. But yeah, lots of different options there. Otherwise, we've also got lots of regular battles. Playing that Sabretooth, Omega Red and Lady Deathstrike battle the other day made me sort of... I don't think I've ever played Omega Red by himself, so I might want to get him to the table too. So there's a whole bunch of just the regular Marvel United villains that I haven't played against yet. So I've got to get through them one by one. So yeah, with this all the homebrew stuff too, it's just making this world of not My Hero, of Marvel United stuff just endless. It's really cool. You know, it's cool feeling like there's never going to be an end to the different heroes I can play with. So, and different villains I can play against. So lots of fun. Anyway, well, thank you very much, guys. I just wanted to also just say a big shout out to Matt Harvey in particular, and all the folks that do print out or have a play on the tabletop simulator. But Matt had he's just given us some feedback recently. He's played against Andrew Fantasia's Hydro Man and gave us some good feedback on that, and gave us some insights into how he was playing it and what sort of strategies he was using and that sort of thing as well. And just wanted to give him a shout out and say thank you very much to him for posting that on Facebook, because it's really helpful for us as homebrewers, and I've mentioned this a couple of times before, but it's really nice to be able to get some feedback and to hear what other people think, because sometimes we feel like we're in a bit of a vacuum, and because there's it's pretty niche sort of little part of the hobby that we're in here, but it's good to know that people out there are getting some enjoyment out of it. It makes us feel really good, like especially when it's it could be any sort of feedback, but it was really nice hearing that he enjoyed that battle and had a lot of fun with it too. So yeah, big shout out to Matt. But yeah, never be afraid to sort of let us know how you thought the villains went, and if you got any suggestions and that sort of thing as well. Lots of fun as well. So and on the Marvel United wiki, I believe, I don't think you can do it on your phone, but in the on the PC, like the computer, you can go in and I think you can add comments at the bottom of the section where we post the villains and the heroes and stuff. So always interested to hear what people think. Is this hero too strong? Is this hero just right? Was it fun to use? Was it boring? All that sort of stuff as well. So yeah, thank you guys. Thanks Matt. Thanks all the homebrew crew. Thanks to Andrew Fantasia for all the support he does. Check out his videos. He's put up a recent video talking about some of the stuff going on with the Kickstarter campaign recently. It's a bit of a fun video as well. So and a bit of a crossover with his movie trivia world as well. So very cool. Anyway, thanks guys. Beef Monkey out.